Hello, it's Cremaori, and I guess I have a surprise for you, and that is that I have less hair. It's been cut. But on with today's video, I want to talk about my job a little bit more. I kind of don't like it very much for certain reasons, and I think it's a bit difficult in some ways, but it's made me think about perhaps people who are in similar positions in jobs that they might have, so I wanted to share some insight that I might have had on it. So first, to start, I wanted to speak about how I sort of think my job is a bit difficult, if not impossible sometimes, because there's simply not enough people to do the job, I think. So, like, there's a particular task that we have to do. We call it blocking. I work in a grocery store, so blocking is what we do at the end of the night, where we just try to make the store look neat by making sure the products are close to the edge of the shelves that they're on. So that's fine and good, but when we're supposed to be uh, ensuring that while customers are there, we're getting all the products that are out, like onto the shelves, blocking can be sort of a difficult thing to have to do while customers are there, especially when there's a lot of products that we have to make sure get out onto the shelves. So that can be a sort of difficult thing. And even if you like go online to sort of apply for a job, like it shows that there's like many openings for positions, and one of those positions I think should be blockers because there's just like we just tend to be sort of cramped by the time often, so that's one thing that sort of makes it difficult. um, One other thing that I can think about that makes it difficult is the fact that just there's a certain sense of like urgency that I'm supposed to have with my job, which is sort of it can be it's to be expected, I suppose, but in truth, I prefer the customer service side of my job. So sometimes I feel a bit caught between a rock and a hard place, I guess, when I have to sort of work in such a way that I kind of ignore customers in a way. It's not that like a customer will ask me a question and I won't answer them or anything like that, but often I like to sort of greet people and, sort of just be nice or whatever. But I kind of don't always have the time to do that because I just need to be really fast. Um, so that's one thing that I sort of struggle with. But sort of the difficulties of the job lead me in some ways to develop a mindset that I'm not too big of a fan of. Like sometimes I think that I get really frustrated when I see like items that are in like the wrong spot or anything like that because it just makes my job a little bit more difficult, I suppose. But I'm trying to learn how to curb that because it's not really the customer's fault that the organization didn't hire enough people so that we can comfortably do the job that we are required to do. Um, I think this idea of me getting sort of upset at having to do perhaps like extra work or anything like that often sometimes extends to associates, in which case sometimes like and I've been trying to check this, but maybe also other associates may be sort of upset at other workers for just like not being fast enough or not being accurate enough or something like that. And that's also something that I think is very strange. Like, especially as a person whose position is not a manager, I think it's really weird that I should ever be sort of evaluating anyone else's performance other than mine. Um, so I think this is another sort of thing that makes the environment around working at a job like mine a bit difficult. And in truth, that sort of mindset often, the mindset of sort of judging other associates for like how they do their job reflects back on me, such that I hold myself to a standard that perhaps I shouldn't hold myself to, since I'm doing a job that's literally impossible, like I said, or not literally, but sort of practically impossible, I guess. Um, but it reflects back on me in that if I am expecting a certain thing of a bunch of customers, or sorry, of a bunch of associates, then I sort of expect something of myself. And although having good expectations of yourself and understanding what you can do is a good thing, I sometimes think that it can be harmful because in my job, sometimes I think that a lot of times we the associates, or maybe just me, end up perhaps defining ourselves and like our sense of value based on like how good we are at our job or something like that. And I think we have to really try to make sure that stuff like that doesn't happen. Like, I think a lot of companies and jobs sort of try to foster this sense of like family inside of the store or anything like that, because they know that sort of that sort of idea like helps employees sort of do their job better by making them feel more connected to the people who they work with, or and things like that. Um, I think this stuff is, it makes sense, but I think they're sort of like traps a bit. Like, I don't think you should feel too much sense of obligation for a company that is likely paying you the minimum amount that they possibly could pay you and like legally get away with it. Like, they've probably had analysts that basically their whole job is to understand, or not necessarily their whole job, part of their job is to understand how little money they can pay the employees and basically still be okay with that. So feeling some like deep sense of like obligation to this company, I think we should try to curb that a little bit. But to talk back about valuing yourself, especially in a position like mine, where the job is perhaps like approaching being impossible, it's very important that your sense of self-worth is not tied to how well you do the job, I think. This job, again, I'll say it one more time, is not really possible. Like, it's not a job where a lot of the higher ups in the company decided, okay, let's think carefully about what we can reasonably expect a person to do, and with regards to sudden things that might come up in their life, to sort of schedule a job that works best around them. Like, that's not what they're trying to do or anything like that. Like, they simply see you as sort of a commodity. Like, you're like, you're sort of a product that they buy by paying you, and it's as simple as that. So, although we would like to try our best, I don't think that you should define yourself based on how you do at a job that probably doesn't value you as much as I hope you value yourself. Um, because I think everyone's special. Even if you're not the fastest or the most accurate person who stocks shelves or anything like that, I think you have value. Uh, I guess that's all I have for today. As always, please like the video if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you'd like to see more. And I guess as always, comment. Commenting is fun. I get to interact with people. Share this video also. Maybe you have someone who works in a sort of position that they don't enjoy too much, or maybe you do, but I don't know. It would be cool if we could get this video to like, I don't know, maybe 5 likes. That would be pretty cool. Hopefully that's not too ambitious. But thank you guys for listening to me, and peace out.